Alright, so I was just thinking about doing a little comparison. So if you followed the channel at all for a while now, probably know that I have my own business where I do like power washing, gutter cleaning, window cleaning, and then in the wintertime or the holiday season, we do holiday lighting. So, but I wanted to do a comparison between RV transport and gutter cleaning. Just give a quick example, or it could be gutter cleaning and power washing, whatever, but I've just been doing a lot of gutter cleaning these last few days, so it's kind of an easy comparison. But so it's been a little bit hectic to try to get these loads out. So this morning I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, left my house about 3:30, ran down to Middlebury to grab trailer, come back home, drop it off in my driveway, and then I had 3 gutter cleanings to do. So I also had to meet with a contractor for some flooring that I'm getting done at my house. But I started work a little bit after noon. It was probably like 10 after, and I finished at like a little after 4. So call it exactly 4 hours pretty much, maybe slightly less. So I did 3 gutter cleanings in that time. That's including like the drive time in between jobs and stuff like that. The first one I charged $175 for, second one I charged $200 for, and the third one I charged $175 for. So $550 and 4 hours of work. I do have to pay my helper, and I pay him $25 an hour. So there's $100 off the top. So $450 for 4 hours worth of work. Very little material cost when it comes into gutter cleaning. Is literally just garbage bags and rubber gloves. We just scoop it out, throw it in a bag, flush out the gutters, make sure there's no clogs in the downspouts. And so you can kind of compare that to the load that I'm running today, which is Middlebury to Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and it pays $570. It's about a 10-hour round trip. Deadhead to Middlebury, head back up to Sheboygan, and then Deadhead back. If I left it at like perfect timing, no traffic, I could probably do that run in like 9 hours. So you could see, just based off of the dollar per hour, that the gutter cleaning obviously pays better than the RV transport. And that, like, it does fluctuate, just like the RV transport, where like if I get really hard jobs, gutter cleaning, that are time consuming, I'm going to make less money per hour. The first 2 that I did today really weren't bad. The third one was really bad. So you know, if they would have all been super easy, I could have had that done in 3 hours. But you know, typically you're going to get some bad ones. And then, like I said, it fluctuates with RV transport too, because if it's a perfect scenario, no traffic, I could probably make this run in 9 hours. Realistically, I'm probably looking at 10 with break and everything like that. So just a quick comparison. You know, obviously, like, if I do more than 3 jobs and I work more hours than, you know, 4 hours in a day, I can make more money. So like the day before, I also did like a house wash where I, you know, soft washing a house, and then I think I did like 4 gutter cleanings, and the total there was like $1,250. And I think I worked like 7 hours. So, and then you know, I'm paying a helper there as well. Call it a couple $100. So netting about $1,000 once you factor in like fuel. Luckily, I've been working pretty much just in my hometown, so I'm not really driving a lot. Probably a total of like 15-20 miles a day running around for work. But house washing, I'm adding in a little bit of cost with like, we use bleach and soap and stuff, but even at that, not a lot of cost. Fuel and the pressure washer. A lot of times I'll use the pressure washer to flush out the gutters when I'm doing gutter cleaning, just because it's quicker and easier. And obviously I'm burning a little bit of fuel there, but not much. It cost me like $40 to fill up the tank for the pressure washer, and that usually lasts me most of the week. So depending on what I'm doing, but just wanted to give a quick comparison. And that's kind of goes along with, like, I was gonna do a video where, just explaining where I've been, but I've kind of mentioned it a couple times already, where it's just, I've been trying to balance my business with RV transport, but also, I do a lot of camping myself. Just got our new fifth wheel last week, so planning a lot of trips. So like for 4th of July, I'll be gone camping, and then I'll be back for one night, and then I'm going to Vegas for a week. So not going to be running as much as I have in the past for a little while here, just to kind of get through summer vacation time. And just my busy time with my business. I've got some big jobs coming up. I thought I lost it this year, but I ended up getting it. It's a commercial contract for a township that I do a bunch of pressure washing for. And I'm going to have to start that soon. And that's going to probably take me a whole week, basically 40 hours of work. But, that's a big payday. That pays like $7,500. So, yeah, so I got to do that soon. And I have like certain hours that I can do that for noise ordinances. So I think I could start at like 7 a.m. It's downtown in a small town by my house, but it gets kind of busy with the restaurants and stuff in the summertime. So usually I try to shut it down by like 11. So I'll do like 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then I stop, because I'm doing a lot of sidewalks and stuff, and people they get in the way, and I don't want anybody to get injured or anything like that. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. I'm probably gonna do that 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then maybe come back in the evening, because I can go till like 10 p.m. but I think I can probably run like 7 to 10 for noise ordinances to try to get some more done, and maybe it won't be, or it might have to just be like 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Just to kind of capitalize on trying to get it done as quick as possible, because they do want it done quickly. But also I have explained to them that I can't just keep going throughout the day when the heavy traffic comes, foot traffic on the sidewalks and stuff like that. So, but that's kind of why the RV transport's taking a little bit of a back seat. Restructuring my business a little bit this year. I got rid of some of my crew that was not doing work up to the standards the quality standards that I wanted, which put me back into a position where I'm doing the physical labor. It's been a couple of years since I've been the one doing the physical labor, so just trying to balance that while also keeping up with RV transport. And luckily, my dispatcher and the owner of the company that I am leased down with has been super cool, relaxed, hasn't pressured me to run a lot of loads or anything like that. I am doing 3 this week. This is my first one, and it's Thursday. Try to get my second one done tomorrow, and then I'm gonna knock out a third one over the weekend. So we'll figure that out, but just staying busy. It's a good problem. Probably going to be fairly exhausted by the time I get home, just because I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. Probably going to get home around 10 p.m. And then I'm hoping to do this again, where I wake up early, go get a load, come home, drop it off, and then knock out a few jobs and then head back out again. So that's kind of the goal. I think my pickup tomorrow is at like Alliance, and I can pick up an Elkhart from like 8 to 5, so I could technically do the work in the morning and then get there and pick up and deliver, and then just get home a little bit later. So I'm gonna kind of play it by ear and see how I feel in the morning, if I want to try to get up again at like 3 a.m. Well, actually, it'll have to be later than that because I think I can't pick up before 8, which it's only about 2 hours from my house to Elkhart. Gain an hour going there, or lose an hour, however you want to say. It's an hour later there. So if I leave at like 5 a.m. my time, gets me there at 7 a.m. my time, which would be 8 a.m. Elkhart time. And then probably back home by 9:30, 10 o'clock my time. That's probably what I'm going to do. Is try to roll out from my house about 5 a.m., get there right when they open for pickup, hook up, head home. Probably going to hit a little bit of traffic, but the thing that's been killing me, I tried earlier in the week to do my business during the day and then leave around like 3 p.m. and the traffic heading south through Chicago into Indiana at 3 p.m. is just, with all the construction they're doing, is just outrageous. I think it was going to take me over 3 hours for the run that the deadhead that normally takes me 2 hours. So I chose to not leave that night, and I just that was going to be last night. I was going to leave at like, I think it was like 4 o'clock I was going to roll out, and instead of getting there at like 6, it was going to put me to Jayco Middlebury around like 7, and I didn't want to sit in traffic for an hour, so I chose to just leave bright and early this morning. I'm probably going to be regretting that later on today when I'm headed home tired. But I've got my Monster energy drink if I need it. But yeah, so just trying to find a good balance to get all this done and not kill myself. But I kind of did it to myself this week. Like, the heat's been kind of a killer. If you're anywhere in the Midwest, it's like relentless 95-degree days, and gutter cleaning, being up on roofs is like, it's very physical, very hot. If it's 95 on the ground, it's probably like 120 on a roof. The shingles themselves have been like so hot that even through my gloves and my pants, I'm like burning my legs. So I kind of destroyed myself with that. We got busy fast, and I just kind of booked myself up. And then, with it being as hot as it is, it's been a killer. But it's typically, I'll slow down with my business come like July, August, sometime in there. People start taking their summer vacations, and then the phone calls stop coming in. So just trying to capitalize on what I've got right now. Hopefully RV transport doesn't slow down, at the same time as my business. Ideally, like, the reason I got into RV transport was, the slow times that I have in my business, being able to pick up and still, generate income during the weeks or months that I slow down. I can just pick up with RV transport. Like, it worked out really good in the winter, because usually by about like December 20th, I'm shutting down for the year with gutter cleaning and holiday lighting. Sometimes I can, if the weather cooperates, I'll keep the gutter cleaning going into like January. It really just depends on how cold it gets, how fast. But this last winter it worked out great, where I only had like 1 week where I couldn't get loads with RV transport, and that was the first week of the year because of the end of year shutdowns at the plants. Otherwise, I was running RV transport during my slow months, which was nice. I was able to do that. Keep them, because normally I just don't work from like January to March, other than like taking down holiday lights and stuff, which is not a lot of work. So that's the plan. I'll get my normal like August, September slowdown before it gets busy again. I can pick up hopefully with RV transport, and then the same thing in like January. Slow down with my business, pick it up with RV transport, and just supplement that income. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure there's not a lot of people that do pressure washing, gutter cleaning, and RV transport. So I wanted to do a quick comparison of it. I kind of ended up rambling on a little bit, so I apologize for that. But I thought that some people might, think it's a little bit cool to hear about the differences and the different money that you can make. But let me know, if you're doing RV transport, or say like hot shot trucking or something like that, and you have another business, or maybe it's just like a side hustle or something. Love to hear it in the comments. If if you want to see more videos like this, where I go over numbers, you know, with my business versus like RV transport, let me know, and I can do that. You know, just quick numbers, nothing set in stone, but you know, doing like 3 loads this week with RV transport, I think I'm going to be somewhere in like that $1,700 range. And with my business, I'm probably going to be in that like $6,000-$7,000 range. So you can obviously see, like, I'm putting in more hours with my business, but you can kind of see the difference in income that's there. But obviously there's a lot that comes into it. I have a pressure washing trailer that I've invested in that cost me, you know, $12,000 or more. You know, obviously you need a truck to be able to pull that. Same thing with RV transport, you gotta have a truck, and other investments there. So, but yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know, and I'll continue to put them out there, and just some new content. If you don't like it, let me know too, because I'm not gonna waste my time on that as well. But I thought, you know, it might be kind of cool to just go over some numbers. But if you like it, give the video a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, please, and leave me a comment.